He walked into the airport wearing torn clothes and holding an old envelope. Everyone laughed. The counter girl called him poor. The manager kicked him out. But when she opened that envelope, her smile vanished. Within seconds, the entire airport went silent. Because the man they insulted was their boss, and what he said next changed the airline forever. It was a bright Sunday morning at Jefferson International Airport, one of the busiest airports in America. The terminal was bursting with life, people dragging their suitcases, children running with ice cream, flight announcements echoing across the hall. But among the crowd walked a man who didn't fit the scene. His name was Elijah Carter, a 40-year-old Black American man. His clothes were old, his shoes dusty, and his jacket carried the wrinkles of many days' struggle. He wasn't the kind of man who would turn heads, and yet that morning he would become the man everyone would remember. In his right hand, Elijah held a brown paper envelope. It wasn't fancy, just ordinary. But inside that envelope lay something extraordinary, something that would soon change lives. He walked quietly toward the check-in counters, his eyes searching for one name: Aurelia Airlines, the most luxurious airline in America. Its logo, golden wings stretched across the globe, gleamed under the terminal lights. Everyone knew Aurelia was for the rich, the elegant, the powerful. Businessmen in suits, celebrities in sunglasses, they flew Aurelia. And that's why people stared when Elijah, wearing worn-out jeans and carrying a simple envelope, walked toward that empty counter. Unlike other airline counters, which were packed with passengers, Aurelia's counter was completely empty. Not a single traveler stood there. Only one young woman sat behind the desk. Her name was Clara Thompson, about 25, perfectly groomed, her hair tied back, her uniform flawless. She looked up from her phone as Elijah approached. Her smile faded almost immediately.
Sir, are you lost? The economy airlines are down that way.
Elijah smiled gently.
No, I'm here for Aurelia Airlines.
Clara blinked. Then she laughed softly, the kind of laugh that cuts deeper than words.
I think you've made a mistake. This is a premium airline. We don't have economy flights here.
Elijah nodded politely.
I know, but I have a ticket for this airline.
He held up the envelope. Clara frowned, her tone turning sharp.
Listen, sir, I'm not sure how you got that ticket, but if you board our plane, the other passengers might not feel comfortable.
Her words floated in the air, heavy, cruel, and humiliating. Elijah looked down for a moment. Then, softly, he asked,
Because my clothes are dirty? Or because I'm Black?
Clara folded her arms.
Sir, please don't make this about color. This is about standards. Even if you bought a ticket, we'll refund you. You can leave now.
By now, a few bystanders had stopped to watch. Some murmured. Elijah's calm face hid the storm inside him.
So, because I look poor, I can't board your plane? Because I don't look rich enough to be human?
Clara rolled her eyes and looked away. Just then, a tall man in a sharp navy blue suit appeared. His name was Mr. Richard Hayes, the manager. He looked like someone who thought the world belonged to him. Confident, proud, and slightly arrogant.
What's going on here, Clara?
Sir, this man says he's flying with Aurelia.
Richard turned his gaze to Elijah, scanning him from head to toe.
Sir, you must be mistaken. We have certain expectations for our passengers. Please don't waste our time.
Elijah replied quietly.
I'm not mistaken, sir. I have a valid ticket.
Well, maybe you thought you bought a real ticket? These online scams are everywhere now.
A few people laughed nearby. Elijah's hand tightened around the envelope.
I didn't come here to be insulted. I came here to fly.
Richard stepped closer, his voice lowering.
And I'm telling you, you're not flying with my airline. Not looking like that. Now please, leave before I call security.
When Elijah didn't move, Richard shoved him lightly. The envelope fell from Elijah's hand and landed on the floor. The sound of paper hitting tile echoed louder than it should have. Elijah slowly sank down, picked up the envelope, and sat there on the floor of the Grand Aurelia counter, humiliated, silent, broken. Clara sighed impatiently.
Sir, give me that envelope. Let's just get this over with.
She snatched it from his hand and tore it open. The moment her eyes landed on the letter inside, her face froze. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Richard frowned. "What is it?" Clara handed him the letter, her hands trembling. Richard read it once, then again, and his entire expression changed. The letter was printed on gold-embossed paper. At the top, the logo of Aurelia Airlines. Below it, in bold letters, Elijah Carter, Chairman and Owner, Aurelia Airlines. The color drained from Richard's face. He looked up, his voice barely a whisper. "Sir, you're Mr. Carter." Elijah stood up slowly.
Yes, I am. I came today to see how my airline treats people. Not the rich, but the ordinary. And I've seen enough.
Everyone in the terminal had stopped. Phones were recording. The same people who laughed now stared in stunned silence. Richard dropped to his knees.
Sir, please, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Please don't fire me.
Clara's eyes filled with tears. The crowd whispered, "He's the owner?" Elijah looked around at everyone, his voice steady but filled with emotion.
All my life, I've known how people look at me. They see my skin, my clothes, my silence, but not my worth. And today, I've seen how my own airline does the same.
He turned to Richard and Clara.
Do you know what it feels like to be told you're less than human? To be judged by color, not character?
Clara lowered her head, tears rolling down her cheeks. Elijah continued, his voice rising just enough for everyone to hear.
From today, Aurelia Airlines will not just be known for luxury, but for humanity. No more rich or poor, no more black or white, only people, equal, respected.
He looked at Richard.
I'll give you another chance, Mr. Hayes. Everyone deserves one. But if I ever hear of another incident like this, you won't have a job here anymore.
Richard nodded, eyes wet with shame. Elijah turned toward the crowd.
We can build the biggest planes, fly across the world, and serve the finest food. But if we forget respect, we've already crashed.
For a moment there was silence. Then, one clap. Then another. Then the whole terminal burst into applause. People stood, cheering, some with tears in their eyes. The same airline that had been empty minutes ago now had a long line forming. People wanted to fly Aurelia again, not because it was rich, but because it had heart. Elijah smiled softly, folded his letter, and walked away just as quietly as he had come. That day, Elijah Carter didn't just change an airline, he changed minds. And maybe that's what the world needs more of. Not grand speeches, but one act of courage that reminds everyone, respect doesn't come from money or color. It comes from seeing the human in front of you.